Good morning. How are you guys doing? Yes, I just came from outside. It is cold. It is cold. But I came back in and yes, and today I have court in a few hours. So yep. And then I got a call I'm waiting on as well. But I just feel like hop on here, because this is on my mind. I'm like, it's so burning, even though I know I didn't do anything wrong, but at the same time I'm just thinking long and hard, deep and wide as to why. People don't understand the magnitude of when you take someone to court. They don't understand how it make you feel, especially when you know deep down that you didn't do anything. Regardless if they always have this saying to say, but if you know you didn't do anything, why worry? You still gotta worry because by the end of the day, somebody push your name in the mud. And once somebody push your name in the mud, sometimes the mud can be very difficult because it can follow you along the path, even regardless of how the outcome may be. It can follow you, and especially when it comes to like housing and anything. When somebody push you in and put your name out there, especially legally, putting your name out there to tear you down, to chastise you, and to make you feel less than who you are, regardless of the obstacles. You're still pulling, you're still fighting, you're still pushing, but they just can't sit and see you trying to win. They don't like that. And the thing about these things that I'm not understanding at this point in time is that when you seek help and you seek advice from others that are there, say, okay, we got you, we will protect you, we will do this, we will do that. But then at the end of the day, you realize that it's just like the saying, trust no one. Because they will got you till they can't tear you down no more. And when they realize that, oh, we can tear her down like the fox, that, that gingerbread ain't trusted, and then the fox eat him. It's tough. But then it's not a nice feeling when somebody literally take you to court. I don't care how much you earned. I don't care how big your house is. I don't care how small your house is. I don't care if you live outside, inside, outdoor, anything. It is not a nice feeling when somebody decide to take you to court, which is the legal way. And the point I am having an issue with is when they literally take you to court without dotting their I's and crossing their T correctly. That's the challenge I am having. It's not even say per se take you to the court, because the court can decipher. They can do further investigation and see what is wrong or where in this equation they had went wrong and why they didn't do this before they deteriorate somebody's name or filter somebody's name, or just shove somebody in the mud like that. The court can decide all of that. But the point I'm not understanding, if you have loyal, abiding people who are doing the right thing, paying their bills on time, doing what they're supposed to be doing, they're in the green light, they're not in the red light or something. I cannot understand why people just get up, because power is a powerful thing. Is that there's a power is in the tongue. A lot of people just think that because, oh, we're above you, we can do whatever. Hi, my dear, how are you? Blessed morning. Good morning, my love. Good morning. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, my dear. Okay, but you know what I always say, baby love? You gotta go to work. You know what I mean? Gotta go to work. You can always watch your replay. So I thank you for stopping by, though, my love. But your job is your job. You gotta pay the bills. Cause right now I'm here paying my bills, and my place decide to go take me to court for some crap that is on their side. And I'm like, nowadays people not even paying attention. Dot your I's and cross the T before. Yes, I have court today. So in a few hours, but I'm like, wow. And I never know how much this would have destroyed me. It take a whole toll on my mental health, literally. Because it's one thing. when somebody lie on you, but it's another thing when somebody literally file complaint against your name. Your name is not something to be dragged all over in the mud. And people need to start understanding, not because you think you have the power to evict anybody or to throw somebody out or to do anything. Before you go into the court to waste resources, waste funding, waste this to pull this or pull that up, make sure you fact check everything before. Because that's some serious allegation when you have to drag somebody that is paying their bills, loyally doing what they're supposed to do, and you want to drag them like you want to create a name that can tear somebody down. Yes. Power is so much in the tongue and people don't realize it. I don't know. Everybody, I don't know anybody ever been into court or you get being summoned to go to court or something. How does that make you feel? You don't have to go into details about it. But I would really want to know, how did that affect your mental health? Especially, you're in the green, you didn't do anything wrong, but these people just decided to say, you know what? You look like a target. We could target you. You look like somebody we could push over because we will get away with it. You look like somebody we could lie in. You look like somebody we could manipulate. And you got to remember, these are some cute, I say to myself, you know what? Manipulation is so cute nowadays that it's not even funny no more. Because people are so, they, they just do things in a way that, okay, I got you. Don't worry. I don't want nobody to tell me I got you. Because when they say they got you, they sure got you. They will tear your life apart. They will ruin everything that you ever owned or ever desired to own. Or if your dreams are shattered. Don't play with that, people. When your name is in the mud, you don't play with that. It's easy for somebody to say, oh, you see Harry over there, he's horrible. Oh, you see Pat over here, she's something else. But you gotta remember, once you have legal documents with your rightful name, your address, and all these things and all the allegations against you are on there, it is becoming no longer of, oh, this is Resilient Queen, welcome. No, it's your legal name, your legal rights are being violated. Your rights are being violated by people who don't want to do their job and people who think that they can, because you have a lot of people who chastise people. And I pray that one day when God come, the rod come quick. But power is in the tongue, so let's not speak no evil over these people. Let they do what they're gonna do because they will not win. You can't do bad to people and expect to get results. You will not get the result you desire. And I always believe, yes, the court is there to protect and to decipher right from wrong. Yes. But I believe people have a due diligence, at least when time you're working with companies and organization and everything, to dot their I's and cross their T before they go into the courthouse to go legally file complaint against people. I believe the law should be stronger when it come on to some of these people who are trying to evict people out there. So a law should be stronger. Make sure your facts are correct, because when you come into the court of law and it's not correct, we're gonna charge you more money than you ever want from these people. And then some people will understand that you don't drag people name in the mud. I'm not saying that some people are not there because of the is not like a lie or anything, but when you know who you are, you can speak on that term. If you're a person who pay your bills and do what you gotta do, yes, you have a right to say, yes, this is how you feel. I understand that one size don't fit all. But I'm talking about the people now who are doing their due diligence, doing the right thing, staying true and doing what they gotta do, and then being dragged in the mud. It's like being cast away, never to be found again. People need to start this, I don't know, all week. It's like the cranium, I call it the hood. Need to be lifted up to see what's going on. Because, can you imagine? It's devastating. And then this morning I get to find out, I saw a lady this morning, and I was talking to the lady because she live here as well. I was talking to her and I said, can you imagine what these people trying to do? She said, Lord, I'll be right there with you today in court, because she got someone to go to court. And I'm like, as you said, it's not just us alone, few more other people. And these people are saying, I wonder how many people are having these kind of issues in this world. My dreams and aspiration is to see if when I become where what I need to be, I have so many dreams to combat a lot of these things. But you know what? I'm glad that God put me in this situation, because when I was in my country, I never have to pay rent. You know, I didn't have, never in my life I ever had to pay rent till I come to America. But you know, such is life. You live and you learn. Everywhere you go, it's not going to be the same. But one thing I learned from all of these is that I'm glad and I'm happy that God put me in these situations, so that when later on come and the goals that I have in mind, I will not share them right now, but the goals that I have in mind to transition to make things much more beautiful and uplifting for people who are in predicament situation like this, or fall in certain situation like this, I know I will have the resources to help those people later, because it's crazy. It's crazy how people just tear people down for no reason. Yeah, it's crazy how sometimes you get up, you wake up, and the next day you just look on your door and you just see something and you're wondering, what is this? What is this for? Why am I being summoned? Why? Why is somebody harassing me? Why is somebody tearing me down? Why? You're out there, you're doing your work, you're doing it faithfully, you're doing it loyally, but you know, I guess honesty don't really work well in America. Because I'm coming to get the conclusion that honesty is not so honest in America. I guess you gotta lie. Because when you're being truthful and paying, you're being truthfully and everything, you're being victimized. You're being terrorized. You're being harassed. You're being stressed out. You're being confused. You're being neglected by the people who's supposed to know better. If you go anywhere, you're paying your money to anywhere or any places. Yes, you got your receipt. They don't even give you a receipt, by the way, but I make sure when I pay my bills, I got my receipt. But I'm just saying that it's so distasteful. Can you imagine? You just wake up and all you can see on your door is a piece of paper that sticks to the door, and you're wondering, what is this over here? When you go check, oh, you've been summoned to court. Okay. If you think your life weren't about to be shattered, wait till you see something knock on your door. And mind you, if you're not in certain predicament in life, and it doesn't really have to matter about housing. It could be about anything in your life. It could be in that you wake up today, you feel good, you feel blessed, you feel honored to be alive, you're grateful and everything. And then all of a sudden this devil. Like recently I was reading a book online and it was talking about the higher level, that mean the higher level you go in your career, in your life, or when you try to make decisions to be a better person in life, then you're gonna realize that you will be attacked by higher demons that think that they have the authority. And if you don't remind yourself that you need to stay prayerful, you need to stay prayed up, you need to talk to somebody, you need to reach out to your friends and family to see, sometimes they're not always giving you the best solution you want, because you gotta remember sometimes it's not what you want to hear, but they tell you the honest truth of how you should navigate and properly way through life. This thing will eat you up. And nobody, and I can say this, nobody know the minute or the hour when nothing is gonna come at you. Because if we did, then we'd have escaped it. We don't know. So until you're in the predicament, you can't judge. You just have to just hopeful and say, God, I hope all these things will just pass. Yes, they will pass, but it hurt. It hurt. Ow. Right now I'm talking. All from Monday when I see the thing I'm gonna do, I have terrible headaches. Because I can't wrap my head as to why. You know, they send out these things all the way in, I think, in September, October. We talk to these things, people about these things. They're supposed to call me back, say XYZ's on vacation. Now they come on vacation and then trying to ruin your life. And the best time they ruin it in the winter. It's like, let's evict her. Where does she go in the winter with her kids? On the street? Most people choose the time of the year that is so cold, that freezing cold, piping cold, where you have to take your 3-year-old or your 6-year-old out in the cold. Evil monsters. Hell have a place for you. Your rent is being paid down there. So don't worry about evicting people here. God gonna evict you out of heaven. because your rent is being paid in hell, waiting for you to just adjust to the environment. You know, a landlord messaged me once. I wouldn't give me back my security deposit and everything because she trying to tell me, oh, XYZ. I said, lady, you would never want to go to court with me. I don't care what you put on that paper, and I don't care what the judge said. You would never want to go to court with me. Because by the end of the day, lying will get you in trouble. And if you think you're going to lie against somebody's name and get your right way with it, I say, you will get away with mankind. But this is what I tell her. Your rent is already being paid in hell. So don't forget that. So when people are tear somebody down or drag somebody down, as the Bible says, long before you were born, God know who you were from in the womb, from long before you were even conceived in your mother's womb. So he know the demons he created. He know that somebody that's going to become hostile to people. Instead of finding a solution, a resolution to resolve certain things, you take the legal way when you know it's not factual. And that's the funny part, it's not factual, but they're going to build a lie case, a whole epistle of lie, which is not factual. Because I can clearly say that, because if you have your receipt and everything, that it's not going to be factual. If you don't got nothing, then that's a different scenario. We're talking about when you have your facts in front of you and you can present them. There's a big difference between that and not having your information. Even if you have the information, you don't know where it's at. There's a big difference. You have to search for that and get all of that together. But just to look and see. Sometimes I wonder, is these companies that are in charge of something, are they pocketing the money? Are they pocketing people money and then decide, say, okay, when new person come on board, a new management or new this come on board, oh, now we're gonna pass it off to the tenants. Let the tenant pay what we didn't see. Let the tenant pay what we rob. Your rent is being paid in hell and waiting for you. So you better start say your goodbye. Cause your rent is paid in hell. You wanna pay us in the cold to be outside. Your rent is paid in hell for sure. Because what gut do you got? What nerves do you got? What audacity do you got to tear people down? People trying to make two ends meet, single mothers out there, everything, and you go into a place that you think that would be safe and sanctified and secure, and all you gotta do is just do your part by paying your bills, keeping it this, keeping it that, and then somebody wanna do that. Hush, my dear, I'm so sorry. Hush, hush, hush. I don't want you getting in any trouble. But in a few minutes I'll be going into court. But I just still can't. What's that word? They say fathom. I still cannot wrap my head around the situation. I still cannot. Thank you, my love. Thank you. But turn it down if you got to. You will see my head nodding up and down. Then you know I'm mad. But I just wonder how many people are faced with these things that people are not doing their proper work. They, I think before anybody take anybody to court, and this is my personal opinion. If you guys think that, let me know how you feel about it. My personal opinion is, this is just opinion. These are not facts. If I'm running an organization or institution or anything, before I take someone to court because I think there was a default or anything, and if before I take somebody to court, you write them a letter, which is true, and everything, reach out to them first and confirm and everything. But at least work something out with that person. Then within a time frame, if that person haven't done anything or anything, that's when you take legal action. But you reach out to me months ago, and I reach back out to you guys, waiting on you guys to call me back to verify why are you guys charging me late fees and anything, telling me I owe XYZ in late fees. Me. I rather run to all the food pantry in America just to make sure my bill is paid, which is my rent, which is the most important part, my rent. Even if like gone, I can cipher with a flashlight till I can get it. Because people don't understand, you don't understand. Before you go to drag somebody's name, I think you should work these things out first. And then if you can't come up to a resolution, then that's when you use the law against somebody. But just to just think that, okay, I have the authority, where are the powers? We don't want you here, so let's go use the court. The court need to have a stiff penalty for these little crook. These little scrap metals, the court need to have serious things on them. Because when you become crooks, you try to let these people that you think are illiterate, I'm just going to use these words because this is how they probably think in their mind when you've been doing the right thing, but they think, oh, probably they think you're an immigrant, or they think that your mind is so low, you're like a two grade, a grade two level average person, or they just look at you and say, oh, this person don't know anything. We can draft up anything and say, you know what, this person owes $500. You know what, this person owes $800. You know what, this person owes $1,000. They think that your mind is so confused that you're not gonna remember these things, so they can just junk anything up, rock anything up. I've been to places before when you ask them what's the price of this, and by the time they tell you, oh, it's $2, and by the time you turn around and look back and you ask them the same question again, what did you say the price is? Oh, it's now $5. I even been to mechanic, and by the time I said, what's the price? And they told me. And by the time I turn around and look, they give me a receipt for more than the price that they had told me before. And I let them slide. You know why I let them slide? I never go back. So that's one customer you just lost. You have so many crook, and then when they're so crooked and they realize that they don't want to go to jail, they take everybody that they were chastising with them. Huh? Just to go push them in the mud so they can have something following you. And if you don't have no power, if you don't have no faith, if you don't have no trust, and you don't have no belief in your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, it's gonna eat you up, you know. Because even right now, I'm so stressed out. So I'm wondering if I am like, I'm conflicted. Because months ago when they did this, I reached out and I called. Nobody was answering. I call, I call, I call, I call, I call, I call. Nobody was answering. Everybody was out of office. Finally went down there in October, and by the time I went down there, a lady said, oh, I'm new, so I don't know, so you have to understand. I say, I understand, because when you're new to something and you come in and you see garbage being placed all over everything, and then you come in, you have to be wiping this down, cleaning this down and everything. So that's when you will discover that, oh, this person haven't paid anything within this time, within that time frame. Everybody, you have a time frame when you can pay XYZ. Depend, well, in my city we're talking rent and everything. So you have a time frame to be early, and you have late periods which accumulates up, all those dollars adds up. You think I'm stupid to let my late fees accumulate up? If you don't got money to pay early, why would you have late fee to pay late? This is another thing I don't get. If you don't have money to pay your rent, where you gonna get late fee? The reality of greedy is cute. I don't know if I'm saying this is just my way of saying it now. Because he left with no choices, just to say the reality of greediness is cute. Because a lot of people think that, okay, then if you had the money to pay early, then you would have paid early, you would have eliminated all the late fees. No, they add late fees, then you sure don't have the money to pay late either. I'm not saying that, that is my case, but I'm just saying that some things don't make no sense. But to the greedy, yes, it makes sense. But to the humble, no, no. And that's why some of us times are so multiplying. If you pay attention to the news and what's going on around you, you realize so many people were so greedy. They were so greedy enough. Their salary was up, everything was up, but they were so greedy they still have to dig into other things to tear it down, because they couldn't just let their eye past it. They just couldn't let their eye past it. But don't worry, don't worry. Anybody is in the same situation like me or anything, don't worry. As long as you're being wrongfully accused of anything, don't worry. Don't worry. Because by the end of the day, their rent is paid in hell for sure. They got a place in hell for doing people wrongfully. So you don't have to worry for that. Their rent is being paid so good in hell, you just waiting for them to just go down. And they will be down in there. They be down in there wishing they didn't know did nobody wrong. Because sometimes people think that when they're in authority and have the power over you, they can do so many things. Yes, they can. But who are they? They're something to mankind, but not to Jesus Christ. So their rent being paid, okay? So for anybody who is in any situation, going through anything, and people just chastising them, tearing them down, and then using the law against them, the law needs to start have stiff penalty for those people. Once they find them in those situations where they wrongfully drag people name into the mud that can follow them for the rest of their life or something, the law need to have stiff penalty against those landlords or those people who claim that they oversee this or over stiff penalty for not doing your job and have to embarrass people, because that is total embarrassment. That is very much embarrassment. I don't care how you put it, that is embarrassment. Once you're in the green light and you know, that is so devastating, that is so depressing, that is so stressful, because people fail to do their job and do it correctly, and then they're like, okay. I wonder how many elderly people they destroy like that. I wonder how many people who don't understand certain things that people do like that. Plenty. But you know, they always say you will mess with the wrong one. Have you ever heard that terminology? Don't worry, you're gonna mess and mess till you mess with the wrong one. And then you're gonna hope in the end of the day you're gonna have the law on your side or anything. It's a true statement. A lot of people mess until they mess with the wrong person, and then they realize I wish I never did. Because they're going to use the law and the law not going to be in favor of them, because when you lie, all the law have to do is do thorough investigation to see what kind of scamming or what kind of criminal enterprise that some of you are running, pocketing the money and then having people paying double, triple, triple. For what? It's not a burger we're flipping. It's people lives, the lives, the who you're taking away from them. Can you imagine the single moms who have to out there hustling day in, day out, making sure their bills are paid, and then you just write their name up? Oh, late fee, late fee, late fee. How all those late fees come up? When your receipt clearly can tell when you pay your rent. Or when did you get your money order or something. Or when did you get your cashier check or however you pay your rent. You see, people don't understand that sometimes you're doing something one way to chastise somebody, but when you take somebody to the court, and then on top of it, I said, what should I do? Because I've never been in this predicament before. Well, we already rectify your issue so you don't have to show up in court. What? You file in the court of law after I paid my rent November the 8th on me. Stuck something on my door. And then telling me I should not show up to court because you rectified. I said, is there a way then, since you guys rectify the issue? I said, is there a way that you guys can write me a letter stating all of that? Oh, no, we can't do that. But if you want, you could show up in court because the judge ain't going to call your name. Then what? Why? Why did you drag my name in the mud then? If the judge ain't gonna call my name and you file in court November 8th, after I pay my rent, November 8th, you file in court. And then when I call to rectify everything, you're gonna tell me, oh, the judge, even if you can go to court, but if you go to court, the judge ain't gonna call your name. Then why did you take my name in the mud? You see why I'm so angry? Because these people don't literally know that they're destroying people. And people, I'm telling you, once you get someone to go to court or anything, it's not a nice feeling. Your name now is being in the mud, especially if you didn't do anything wrong. If you do anything wrong, I understand. Just go and do what you gotta do and everything. Same thing like us. If you don't do anything wrong, you still gotta do what you gotta do. But it's much more distasteful because it's like paying the price of something you did not do or you did not commit. You understand? It's harder. But when if I know I did something wrong and I have to go to court, I would be 100% okay because I did it, so I need to do whatever. But can you imagine? You don't do nothing and then somebody just think that they have free will or they got the law on their side. I wonder how many crooks are out there. I guess you have plenty crooks floating around. using the law to manipulate the system, using the law at their disposal to do corruption. And who are faced with it? The people who are being loyal, doing what they need to do, pay their dues and everything, are being challenged, are being dealing with all these issues. Because people somehow just sit, don't care about nothing until the day when something is about to slap them in their face. Then they say, you know what? We got these residents over here. I think they're idiots. I think they're dummies. I think they're fools. I think they're migrants. I think they're just low end resident. You know, low end people were like minimal. Nothing so. Let's pass it on to them because they're uneducated. They're fools. They don't know nothing. The law will favor us. The law won't favor them because they don't have anything. They're illiterate. They can't read. They're non-comboos. They're all kind of negativity. I think that's how they look at you when they file in the court of law, not realizing that the Lord have the final say on the judge mind and the judge authority and anything he gonna rule over. God have the last decision to make on those papers. And I hope they investigate these people because there's no way in hell people should be being loyally paying their bills and everything and being dragged to court for no reason. If you know you're loyally paying a bill, which I can factually say, and you're paying your bill, it's not a nice feeling. It's not. But as I said, until something knock at your door, don't judge. It's like I was watching the news and saw where these players that are out there hustling, making trying to do something to put food on the table. They're out there creating playing things for people to entertain into sports or anything, but their house being broken into. Eh? Heartless, disgusting. People don't want to work for what they want to work for. They want to wait for you to build all these things and then they come crashing down on you, tearing you down, ruin your life, destroying your property for no obvious reason. All you gotta do is write a letter to these people if you're hungry or thirsty for something that they have that you want. Write them a letter. Ask them, hey bro, can I get these shoes? I know you're not wearing it anymore since you're so watchful. Since you're so much of a security to go break into somebody's place and destroy property and everything. People work for their hard earning things. And when people have to destroy lives like that, it's disgusting. So just imagine when you're paying your bills faithfully and just somebody does destroy you. We won't let her have a good day. It's crazy. And it's utterly wrong. You know? It's not everybody gonna live by the law, live by the book, live by this, but majority of us do. Majority of us are trying our endeavor best to make sure our roof is over our children. Majority of us are so stressed out, so drawn out, so confused and everything, but regardless of all those hurdles that are standing in the midst of you getting forth or getting by or getting past, you're still doing what you have to do. And that's when the reality of life really becomes sucks. And that's when people go into deep depression, deep stress, deep this, and then do harmful things, and then everybody come out, oh this, oh that, don't oh this, oh that. Stop chastise people. Because if God was supposed to reveal some of your action, the judge wouldn't be able to even say, you know what, this is what it is. So crazy. It is crazy. And I hope they start investigate some of these people when they realize that if you have 3, 4 people that they bring into the courthouse and they bring them there wrongfully, that's when those business or institutions need to be really be investigated privately. Because now this is a scamming industry going on. This is a crook industry that need to be secretly be investigated. Greetings, my sister, greetings. Because people life are at stake. You can imagine. You may be struggling out there, but you're still making two ends meet. You may be running to one pantry, two pantry, your neighbor giving you this, your neighbor giving you that just to make a roof over your head. And just for people to make a mockery out of you in the Christmas is around the corner. When you should be having fun with your family, you should be enjoying your children, you should be loving up, thinking about what you're gonna cook for Thanksgiving and blah blah blah. If you're doing the right thing now, I'm talking you're doing the right thing. The last thing you want, but and that's why we gotta be so mindful because you never know when nothing is gonna knock on your door. Never. Because if I had known that something was gonna knock on my door, baby, when the summer was nice and smooth and dandy, I would have hit the road like a jack. But you never know what is going to be out there after you. You never know. And that's why when you see people going through things or they're sharing stuff or anything, sometimes you just, yes, it might be distasteful to hear some of the things that they use to describe things, but you got to remember that's how they're feeling. And you never know how you're going to feel in anything because it's like you're walking and somebody say, oh, you ugly. Oh, you fat. Oh, you don't look good. Oh, look at your stomach. You never know how you would react. Some people might react by just keep quiet or and still going, while some people might just turn around and you never know. And the part of life you gotta understand is that your journey, my journey, everybody journey is gonna have a little shift. You're gonna have some familiarities and some similarities, differences, and everything, and that's what make up life. That's what really makes up life. Because even the other lady that I spoke to today, she's going to court as well. She have even though we are in the same similar situation, but she have something kind of different in some aspect in her situation as opposed to mine. You understand? And for me, I don't stress nobody out because I don't want nobody stress me out. No, I don't like it. And even my kids, I learn to use my emotion with my kids so they can understand what emotion I'm feeling today. If I'm angry, bitter, sour, whatever it is. If I'm feeling disgust or I'm happy, excited, they know. So they will join in on the excitement or something. And but if I'm feeling embarrassed or so, I let my kids know and I will tell them why I'm feeling embarrassed or anything.
Mommy,
Yes.
are you embarrassed?
Very much so. But people is life, but I just want you guys to know that I will definitely let you know how things go today, but I just want you guys to know that no matter how life look and seem and no matter how you have the day, you might think your day is going good, just always expect the unexpected. That's a lesson. Expect the unexpected. We all know that, but sometimes we need reminders to understand that what, we could be going about our daily lives and somebody out of nowhere, thank you my dear, out of nowhere just decided that what, you can't be having all this good day. I gotta do something. So, but just remember to expect the unexpected. And you never know how you will react to something in life. And that's until it knock at your door. And I use the word knock at your door. It doesn't mean that you have to physically knock at your door, but you never know how you would deal with anything until you're in it. You know? So yes, my love. Yes, my love. Thank you. You know? But it's just reminders that no matter how we good, no matter how positive you are or anything, your day can just go from being positive to being a day be ruined. And if you don't have strong beliefs, strong friends, strong support system, all that will come crumbling. And then it's like, yes, yes, my dear. I appreciate. Thank you so much. So but never lose hope, people. Never lose hope. And I'm just sharing this because I know one day I want to be an advocate of change. Because I've seen, what, God made no mistake when He put you certain places. He might put you in the heart of violence, but He know you can stand the test of time. He may put you in the heart of anywhere because He wants you to see what He need you to see, so you can stand up and be an advocate of change. Yes, so you can be an advocate of change. A lot of people now that you see become advocate of change, like domestic violence, like people who were combating drug addict or anything. They become a advocate of change because they wanted to change. So now they're out there saying that they can try help these people because they were in that shoes. So I want to be a advocate of change for some of these things, because some of these things that are happening should not be happening to people. And right in the heart of the winter, anybody living in the winter season know how we go. Yes. Because people want to see us oppressed and depressed and everything all the time of our life. They just want to see you down. But once we got God, we got everything. But we still got to do our work. It's not just having God and not doing the work. We still got to do our work. We got to still fight. And that's why I want to be an advocate of change, because especially when it comes to housing and everything. Because even with Big America, when you see people outside, it's not a nice feeling. To me, it hurt me. I don't think nobody should be outside unless it's their choice. Because when you look worldwide web, and you see so many people from all over the world want to come to America, one of this, one of that. Eh? No American should ever be outside. Nobody at all. Period. Should be outside. Unless you have that choice made. You know? Same way you can have the world dumping here, you're dumping money there. Invest in your country. When you look at big winter, you don't know who is going to, as I'm speaking these things, you're going to have people who are being evicted out in the cold with children or loved ones, nowhere to go. The elderly. Once you reach a certain age and you come of age, there's no more work for you. Because sometimes you put your arthritis, diabetes, you can't walk to do this, do that no more. They should have, I'm not saying that measures are not in place, but for some people, they, depending on the work history, sometimes it's kind of difficult. And that's why we have to educate the young people to create a pathway, so that work in history always help you in a lot of stuff in America. So when you're ready to file for disability or social security, when you get at an elderly age or so, you have a certain amount of history there to qualify you for something. So some people are still have to, even in a certain age, they still have to work, because of the choices they made in life. And it's very tough, it's very challenging. And sometimes, I want to be an advocate of change. And I got some things that I want to do. I won't share it now, but I know that it's in the pipeline. And I think that's why God is letting me plant me in certain areas for me to look around and see what change need to be done. Look around and see, am I really comfortable with all that is going on? How satisfied am I? And he letting me feel in some of these things too. Yes, yes, and that is so true. The body of Christ have to come together. Yes, but some of the challenge of life, even though the body of Christ have to come together, is outside. So if you don't have to be like, oh, we have the platform now to bring those things, bring awareness or so forth, I think we should utilize it for those things. Want to be an advocate of change. As I said, I won't speak on the stuff that I aspire to be the advocate of change for now, but in the near future, that's my goal, is to be an advocate of change, to see some things change, especially when it comes to housing and certain things, so that people don't have to be so stressful. Because some people, they don't even, the first thing they do, they don't come to the citizens to ask them, or the resident, or whatever you are in the country. They don't come to these people and sit down with them and say, excuse me, as I was going over your file, I realized we had some discrepancy or some delinquency in as we were assessing your files or profile or whatever. you know so as we were updating these things, we realized that, oh, last month you missed a payment, so you had a late fee of maybe $20, $30. They don't come to you and say these things. What they do is tally these things up and everything. In my case, it's not that case, but I'm just saying. And then they make these things a whole epistle and drag you into court. Why not go to the person first, reach out to these people and see what conclusion you can draw based on the conversation you guys are having back and forth? You know, Even in our workplace, they tell you that when you're working in a workplace in a public domain and you have others there, and you might have a discrepancy with one of your coworker or your boss or anything, your boss have a person over his or her head as well. So first you talk to the person, if there's nothing being resolved, or so then you go to the next person above that person, which is that person supervisor, or so forth. Channel of distribution, subordinates, and all. You go through those kind of channels to talk to that person, and if there is nothing being done, that's when you really step over that person now and go further. They and I don't think these people who are trying to do some of these things, they just use the law and just unnecessarily, sometimes waste of resources. That resources could be put towards a number of stuff. That your eyes cross your T to make sure that what you're gonna do is something that you know for sure that this is it. I am positive, I am confident, you know and that's why you see some people would be even in court now, and their things are taking so long. It's because those lawyers, or those investigators, or those people who are in there, the court and the judge and everything, are making sure they dot their I's and cross their T before they come to a conclusion to say they cast a judgment that can backfire on them and then cost them millions of dollars. Those people are smart, because then people can sue you for defamation of character. So you go there to win, but then the person win, and then they can say, you know what, with them and their lawyer, anything you say, they can say, you know what, let's sue this person for defamation of character, because your name being dragged in the mud. It costs you bodily harm. It costs you distress. It costs you high blood pressure, which is hypertension. It costs you pain. It costs you to neglect your family. It costs you so many things, you know? It's like people being wrongfully accused of something. Don't you see when they get out and they have another voice? What they do, they use their voice and make sure they sue for millions of dollars. So I think that before anybody drag anybody into court, I think they should dot their I and cross their T to make sure all those things are credible source of information against somebody before they just rule up, because they think that, okay, we're a company, we're an organization, we can just do anything to somebody and get away with it, because money talk, they say money talk and bullshit walk. So we're the bullshit. Oh my god, sometimes you just have to find the light in the things that are not so light. But I want you guys to know, when your name being dragged in court, it's not a nice feeling. It is not. But until your name being dragged there, you have nothing to say but say, take note. Because when it drag there, then you're gonna realize sometimes you don't even have the words. You're just gonna have some deep breathing, deep thinking, like, and gonna be at your chin thinking. Some people gonna root to violence. Some people gonna root to so many things because of what people do to them, and it's crazy. And even if you're in court for anything that you're going through, just never give up hope. If you know you didn't do something right, don't give up hope. Don't lose. But we need to be a voice. We need to be an advocate of change in anything you're doing. You need to be an advocate of change. That's the only way change gonna come. Change not gonna come by just sitting down knowing something and not sharing. Now we got a platform here, you know. Thank you, my dear. Now we have a platform, and we're gonna start to realize that this is gonna be a platform that so many people is gonna start to open up about their journey with everything, whether housing, relationship, finance, mortgage, whatever the situation that applies to you, and this avenue is going to be a platform for people to start opening up and having discussion, because a lot of people will be impacted. And remember, you might not know when you're being impacted, because nobody give you warning signs sometimes, and sometimes they give you warning signals, but they never follow up. Even if you follow up, they didn't do anything about it. You reach out to them, they cause nothing, so there's no way to follow up with them. But until they summon you or anything, then you realize this is really happening, and then you're going to realize that, wow. And that's how sometimes life take a 360 and you, cause some people, when you have to deal with these things are, so it could be anything where you're being handcuffed or anything. You don't have to be like this. You're being handcuffed, you lose everything though, because that person who you may be renting from, if it's not your place or anything, might want their place. And if you're being arrested and being in lockup for a while, you gonna lose your place. Now you come out, you have nowhere to go, you're back to homeless, you're back to so many things. And these are some of the things we need to be an advocate of change for, you know. In this day and age, people should be able to, communicate better with people, you know, because too many stress, too many anxiety, too many stuff going on, and too many things to deal with, you know. Oh, I'm so sorry. You know what I mean? And it's so loud. This the TV. They always say you're little, but your TV loud. You're little, but your voice is big. That's the TV. Small little TV, but it loud. And it was only at 20. So it's just frustrating, you know. And then I'm just thinking that, can you imagine some elderly people that certain things just fall on them, and because they don't have nobody properly to really help advocate for them, or so they've been cast outdoors and no family, no support, and then the one little support system they have destroyed them, cast them outside. It's like crook don't become crook. Mm. But I will definitely be a voice sooner or later in life. I'll definitely be a voice, you know. So as I'm paying attention to the things that are happening around me, those are going to be some information that when I transition over to the things that I exactly want to do now, then I can say, yes, this is what was happening to me, because it's an experience, and it's nothing like when you can share your experience with others. So it doesn't mean they might not make the same mistake as you, but at least going to anything, they will know how to really navigate their way through, because it's not easy. Because sometimes you might think you have everything good, have everything down pack. You're just having your daily lives. Oh, I'm just gonna go out for a walk or anything like this. One I was listening news, and they were talking about somebody who was just going for a walk and everything. This happened a while back, but they were bringing it up because it's some you have to do with something with a trade thing there in New York the time and everything. And then this person was just going out for a walk and he never made it back home. He ended up in the hospital and he finally succumbed to his injury recently. So it just goes to show you, sometimes you're going about your daily lives unbothered, not bothering nobody, but you never know what is there. And if you don't have God in the midst, yes, sister, it's time for us, and I always say, for everybody who are a true definition of walking in Christ, walking in faith, walking in victory, you know I think those people need to really gather together, regardless of their religion, gather together so that we can be there for the greater good, for the common good of helping others. It's time for us to start take a stand. And taking a stand sometime may get you in trouble depending on what stand you are taking. But taking a stand to help others, do the right thing. Make sure people are doing what they said they're gonna do when they help you do this, document this, do that. You know? But they're not doing that, but they're destroying you. It's devastating. And yes, I might have the voice to speak on that, but so many are there out there scared. I'm not afraid to live outside. And that's one thing you gotta tell yourself. You should never be afraid to live outside. Because when you look outside, you don't cornered by walls. You're cornered by nature. It's just the only difference of scared to live outside is because your children are so young. They don't have a voice of themselves. They might have, all kind of stuff depending on the kind of weather you are in, and they need to take a proper shower and all these things, to be nice and clean and everything. But this thing will teach us that change it will come. But until majority of us start to speak about our experience or journey with anything, housing, the hospital system, the this system, the that system, or whatever system it is, change won't come. Because knowing something and keep it inside will destroy you. And then when you could have saved millions of people from not being in the same predicament as you didn't share. How you think they're learning these signs and symptoms of what affect you when it come on to any illness? It's because the people who have passed on, may they so rest in peace, or the people who are diagnosed with these things, when they go to the doctors or anything, they said to themselves, the doctor asked them, what were the signs? How were you feeling? How did you know this is cancerous? Or how did you know this is this? How did you know this is that? Because they had an experience. And from there now, the doctors are so who are researchers can start gather the information together, get multiple patients who are in those same scenarios or same situations, and they start do research on these things now to see if other people have similar symptoms, signs. They say sign and wonders. So this is how research came about. Then they start to do focus group study, focusing on these things, and then they send them out there and maybe have a group of people that they ask to see what were your symptoms, what were your signs, and the one that is more prominent, those are the one you see they put out. It doesn't mean they're not other symptom, but it's very slim. But the ones that are more popular in the research that they have done, or that they had concluded, that's the one they put out there to say you got to be careful of these. So being an advocate for change is a lot of stuff, but it take research, and it begin with people who were challenging these things and didn't even have the last say, because they didn't have much time, they didn't have no longer. But while we on this planet and we wake up and we see another day, that means we have enough time to say what we gotta say, do what we're gonna do. Yes, we don't always have to be in the dancing mood, we don't always have to be in the cooking mood, we don't have to always be in the this mode, that mode, but when educating somebody about the things that can knock at you unexpectedly, didn't expect that. Like what I'm expecting now, I didn't expect that. Because I thought that after paying your bills and everything, you're good. The last person I would want to knock on my door or put something on my door to embarrass me is the place you rent from. You see where I'm going? But at the same time, it is what it is. It is what it is. But I really want to become an advocate of change. I see so many things since I'm in this life here that I really would love to become a change of. One of them is runway crashing. Now is the housing and everything. A lot good amount of stuff. But those are the two main one now. With runway crashing, I already have that down. And the housing. It's not you don't see how God use you until he needs to use you. And that's why he plant you right where you need to be. Some people would say, why are you here in this dangerous, hostile, volatile area? They will not understand. But you do. Do what you gotta do. Do your best. And the Lord will do the rest. Because it's not easy. You know. Even the other day when I went to that giveaway they were having in in Pontiac, which is over 46 minutes away from me, not driving on the freeway. And I went down there, and smooth sailing went down, and then on my way back it was late and I'm on my way. And then you know how they have the other side of the road where you have the turn lane where you can turn and come merge onto traffic. This person was coming from the other side and we were coming. Mind you know our speed limit is 50. So we're doing the speed. 1 second, people. One second. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that. But anyway, people, I gotta leave because I need to. The earlier I was reading the thing there, and they said the earlier you arrive, it's better for you. So by about 12:30, I should be in there and everything. So I'm just gonna cause when you go to court, you have to. Well, I already have on my long sleeve and everything. You have to sit upright and all these things. So gonna make sure I sit where proper lighting is and everything. So gotta set that up and everything. So. But everything shall pass, everything, every obstacles that come at you, every darts that come at you, everything that thrown at us will pass. We just have to keep believing, keep trusting, and it's okay to talk about how you're feeling. Your feeling is important. In order to make changes in life, in order to make adjustment, in order to reshuffle, in order to do anything better, you need to express how you're feeling. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So until then, people, I want you to have a good day. And for everybody who have a channel and you want me to check you out, if you just post a new video or anything, you want me to check you out. Remember, you know what I always say, leave a comment in my comments in one of my videos or something, and that's how I go and I will check you guys out. Okay. So, because I got mama brain, and when I mean mama brain, I will remember some things right away until maybe 2, 3 days. I'm like, oh. But if you send me a comment, then you get a notification, and you can, when I check out what you say, I saw, and then I just hop on right over to your channel. If I'm not busy or doing anything or so. So that's how I go and support. You understand me? So thank you all. Thank you all. I know some of you have to work and everything, but regardless, just always expect the unexpected and just remember what I said. You never know what is going to knock at your door. So always be on your alert, always be on the lookout, and always paying attention, that in your eyes and crossing your teeth, so that you can always stay in the green light regardless of what thrown at you. All right. So until then, I want you guys to have a blessed day, have a beautiful day. I will definitely give an update as to how things go. You never know how things gonna go, but you always have to be confident. Whatever my heart is thinking, I'm not gonna share it. Share it after, because you can't always be too overconfident. You can be confident, but you don't want to be too over, because then you might not like an result, you might not like an outcome, and then that can also deteriorate you more. So have a blessed day, people, and thank you all for stopping by. And enough love, enough respect to you. And remember that your eyes cross your teeth so that you can transition in anything you're doing smoothly. And this is what I have to say to anybody who want to take somebody to court. Make sure you dot your I's and cross the T before you even go draft those documents up. Because you ruin lives by destroying people with not have enough information or it's not factual. So dot your I's and cross the T's. Because now you're tearing down the livelihood of somebody else. So think before you leap. Have a good day. Bye bye.